All right, what's going on, guys? It's Mondo here, and today we're going over some breaking news. I'm not too familiar with everything that's going on. It's still updating as we go. There's some big news that we're going to talk about, but first, let's just go over leading points getters for last night's teams. And there was an amazing slate, so I wish I would talk about that instead of this. But as somebody who's going straight and more into NBA content, I think it's best for me to talk about it. But I think I said it. But before we get started, make sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on notification bell, comment down below, guys. What you see next. But yeah, let's go ahead and start with Donovan Mitchell scoring 31 points as the leading scorer for that game, and a loss. So Cavs lost 111 to the Knicks 119. Norman Powell being the leading scorer for the game, and another loss. The Heat lost to the Magic 121 to 125. Brandon Miller being the leading scorer with 35 points and even 7 assists in a win against the Nets 117 to 136. RJ Barrett led the Raptors to a win with 25 points and 8 rebounds, 138 to 118 against the Hawks. Tyrese Maxey, by the way, we need to talk about VJ Edgecombe in another video, but Tyrese Maxey scored 40 points and 6 rebounds in a Sixers win, 117 to 116 against the Celtics. John Morant scoring 35 points in his season debut with the Grizzlies, obviously, 128 to 122 against the Pelicans. Then a surprise, Nikola Vucevic with 28 points, 14 rebounds in a win for the Bulls, 115 to 111 against the Pistons. Giannis just being Giannis with 37 points, 14 boards in a win against the Wizards, 120 to 133. Walker Kessler with 22 and 9 in a win against the Clippers, which Jazz scored 129 and Clippers have scored 108. Victor. Sorry, I'm trying to go fast so I can get to the news. Victor Wembanyama with 40 points, 15 boards, showing that this offseason wasn't just a fluke, right? He actually learned something with the Spurs having. By the way, Victor had 3 blocks. I did say they were going to win, by the way. Spurs 125 to the Mavs 92. Anthony Edwards with 41.7 boards in a win against the Trailblazers, which we're going to talk about in a sec. T-Wolves had 118. Trailblazers had 114. Then, of course, the last game was the Kings versus the Suns, where Devin Booker led the Suns to a 120 to 116 win, being the leading scorer with 31 points. All right, 3 minutes in. That's what I'm looking at right down the middle there. But yeah, we got to talk about this. So, last night's game for the Blazers, I believe, would be his last game. But Tiago Splitter will now be the interim head coach because of this. Breaking news. I'm not breaking the news, but news. The Blazers coach, Chauncey Billups, Heat's player, Terry Rozier, and Cavs assistant coach, Damian Jones, and others caught in illegal sports betting operation. 34 people associated in multiple states and pretty much got over tens of millions of dollars. Bettings were on multiple teams, including the Hornets, Magic, Blazers, Lakers, and Raptors. So, I never liked sports betting, right? I make jokes about it. Obviously, I made one last night, not even knowing that this was going to happen. But, I mean, I don't like sports betting because it gives players the incentive to do it, right? I know that you're not supposed to. There's rules against people associated in the NBA not doing it because, influence and all that stuff. But, well, I know that these people were associated with mafia members leading all the gambling schemes for this specific one. But, and this is what Jonte Porter was also a part of. I think this is the same ring that it was a part of. So I don't think that's proven yet. It may have been proven, may have not. Just want to put that out there. It may not be 100% true. But yeah. So sorry about that. It sucks, right? Because, Chauncey Billups is or was a very good coach, right? Very good up-and-coming coach who I thought should have had the job after Ime Udoka had to leave Boston. Then, of course, Terry Rozier, a great player, right? I'm not going to say he's the best player in the world, obviously, but he's a great player, great role player. Then Damon Jones, he was a good player, but now he's a coach, an assistant coach. This ruins all their careers, right? Jonte Porter is no longer in the league because of this. Sorry. And that put a spot on Michael Porter Jr., right? This is a whole cycle that you get involved with, all of a sudden, you're screwed, right? And, who knows who else is a part of it? The Lakers came up in the report. Is LeBron a part of it? I don't think so, but he could be, right? Let's go with the Raptors. Was it going all the way back into the 2019 with Kawhi, right? Was that, because everybody was going for the Warriors to win that game or that series in the championship. Is that a fake one because they purposely played, a little more rough? They played a little better. You don't know any of this stuff, right? People in the front offices, they could have been pushing for the Warriors to lose, right? You never know. I don't think that's the case, obviously, but that's going to be questions coming up now. Hornets, right? Were there betting odds that Michael Jordan sells the team, right? Which there were. So, were there people pushing Michael Jordan out, or was he pushing himself out because of that? You don't know, right? So far, it has gone from March 2023 to 2024. That's as far as I know for now, right? Magic, are they gonna retire Shaquille O'Neal's number? Obviously all of us thought it, but when? We didn't know. Maybe there were betting odds for that. There's so many questions now of what is legitimate and what's not, and how far back is it going? How far has this sports betting thing been a thing with players and coaches and even, other members in the NBA, right? Is Adam Silver going to be brought up in this? We don't know, right? That's something that we don't know in anything so far. Those are the three biggest names: Damon Jones, Chauncey Billups, and Terry Rozier. But there could be many more, right? So that's something that needs to be looked at. I think there's going to be more information in the coming weeks, coming months even, and it's sad, right? A sport that I love that I knew wasn't completely fair, right? Because Luka got traded, then Mavs got number 1 pick. We knew that it wasn't. We know it's not 100%. Sorry, my phone is running out of storage. But yeah, we don't know what's real, what's not anymore. And now that's going to hurt the NBA even more with viewership and stuff that, they're already hurting. So this is going to hurt them even more, especially if more and more comes out. But yeah, man, I don't know. Tell me you guys' thoughts about what y'all think. But yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications bell, comment down below, guys, what you want to see next. But for sure, we are going to be talking about some of the rookies. VJ Edgecombe, for one, scoring 34 points. And, of course, we got to talk about Dylan Harper and Cooper Flagg. So we'll talk about those in a different video probably tomorrow. And talk about tomorrow's matchups tomorrow after they happen. So we'll see you guys later. Peace.